Ragged soul dancing neath the voodoo moon. Crypto siren whale spinning my tune. High on the rush, a devil's delight. Crashing like a freight train, bleeding the night. Voodoo crypto screaming my name. Wildfire heart, fueling the flame. Draw the line, hold the voodoo tight. Rising from the ashes on the fight. Oh, voodoo crypto. Scream in the wild, lost in the haze. Greed's cold kiss, burning my days. Anchor the fall with the rebels' glare. Turn the storm to gold, breathe in the air. Voodoo crypto, screaming my name. Wildfire heart, fueling the flame. Draw the line, hold the voodoo tight. Rising from the ashes on the fight. Oh, voodoo crypto. Tears in the rain, I'm breaking the chain. Soul's redemption, dancing through pain. Voodoo crypto, screaming my name. Wildfire heart, fueling the flame. Draw the line, hold the voodoo tight. Rising from the ashes on the fight. Oh, voodoo crypto. Voodoo crypto. Oh, voodoo crypto. Ragged wings, my endless trip. Oh, voodoo crypto. I'm flying the sky.
Markets quiver as war drums roar. Israel and Iran rocking the floor. Trump holds more before those key. Traders grip coins where the shadows creep. Oh, crypto war blazes ripping through the haze. Charts tumble down in the fiery blaze. Clutch my stack as the bombs ignite. A crypto war blazes holding through the fight. Yeah. News explodes, prices reel and sway. Altcoins crash in the battle's fray. Yeah. Photos dusters, the panic's tide. Traders push on with a stubborn pride. Oh, crypto war blazes ripping through the haze. Charts tumble down in the fiery blaze. Clutch my stack as the bombs ignite. Crypto war blazes holding through the fight.
911 emergency. State your emergency, please. Yeah, there's like this 3-foot tall alien dancing in our studio. Sir, have you been ingesting recreational are you on drugs, sir? No, I'm for real. There's just like this 3-foot little green little fella. He's just out there getting his little boogie on. Hello? operator, emergency professional. Hello.
Crypto war blazes, ripping through the haze. Charts tumble down in the fiery blaze. Clutch my stack as the bombs ignite. A crypto war blazes, holding through the fight. A crypto war blazes, fading to the moon. Rising from the wreckage where the tough are born. To keep me rolling, keep me rolling, keep me rolling. Keep me rolling.
Bitcoin shaking, I trace the charts line. Patterns taking shape, stealing my time. Accounts alive, dancing with the trend. Crypto's my map, guiding to the end. Oh, girl, let's move slow, read the rise and fall. Every shape we chase, answering the call. I'm in love with the shape of you. We bend and break like the market's view. I'm in love with the shape of crypto, rising high where the patterns flow. Come on now, follow my play.
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourself with the turkey. What we do, the honorary, the nightly ceremony of the cowbell. If you'd like to participate, please grab your ding-a-ling, give it a little fling. It's fun, it feels good. You'll like it if you do it. Want to do it more? Just shake that little ding-a-ling.
Dips form triangles, I hold the line. Way old shape the moves, making a mind.
For those of you out there that have hit that like button, I sincerely thank you very much.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Late Night Crypto Road Talk. That would be me. I'm sitting here and my turkey's on fire. All these fireworks going off. Somebody forgot to turn some stuff off for the celebration, but that's okay. Oh, well, maybe we're still celebrating after all. Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing tonight? Good to see you. Watching Bitcoin just hang around $107,000, 800. I think last night at the show when we were looking at Bitcoin, it was making this stupid little flag pattern right there, and I was explaining how you cannot get duped by the old flags because you'll see that it seems to be a common thing that is taught here. Put it in the flag to the upside. Trend line, and it even came out. Look at you, little sneaky little. Look at what it did. A little sneaky guy. He actually got a little breakout there. Had a little volume behind it, but still, you lost that trend line that we drew right there, and boom, that was your sign. Hey man, this move ain't no baby. And sure enough, man, look at all the downside. Not that was predicting all of this or anything, but that was just telling you, hey man, how not to get caught up on those flags, because that's what you're going to see for a lot of these things, a lot of these TA things that you see out there. I don't want you guys to get caught up on that. They like to do that to you a lot if you haven't noticed that. Get a breakout of a flag, dump it on you, make you think you're going somewhere, and then take you in another direction. If it's at a resistance area, flag's not really the safest place to play there. There are better methods to the TA. Down here at 107.5, we got this little white line hanging out there. We're going to zoom out so we can talk about it just a little bit. Things kind of make more sense when you kind of zoom out, and we're just basically in this big ass range and haven't really knocked out this little guy here. That's the one that I'm really looking at. I think that's the important guy right here, right? This line right here. This guy. Make him bigger. That guy. That's what she said. Make that right here, about 110,000.5 right there. Until we knock that area out, you know, we could either be ranging more or maybe heading for a lower high, a lower low, lower than this one. It could be. Don't know. Hope not. That would suck. Don't want to spend much more time here. How much more longer can we stay here, go sideways, Altcoins not do a gosh darn thing other than give a little and give it all back up? On the 4 hour here on Bitcoin, I'm looking at the bigger moving averages. All those spaghetti lines I got there, they may not be saying anything to you, but they say stuff to me. They talk to me at night in my sleep. They're telling me, hey man, things are looking pretty groovy. The momentum's there with us. And either we come back and retest these areas, take a bounce from there, or maybe that momentum carries us up a little bit further. I'm not sold on the up further just yet right now. Mostly because we're coming down, so there's red candles. Of course, we're going. No, we broke a trend line here, so I'm looking for some more downside here, a little bit, a little correction. I don't think it's too horrible. I'm not yet seeing signs that we're going for the lower lows just yet, but it could happen. Going into the end of July, I think it's a possibility we might see some lower prices there. Basically, right now we pull out the old juicy fibs and we're testing our 236. That's cool. Bounce from here would be awesome, but just don't think it just doesn't happen that often. Except on the bigger time frame, the bigger picture where we're looking on Bitcoin, right? We're doing good overall. That's this other red line we got here. So hopefully I'm not losing or anything. We're just finding an area of support to mark here for Bitcoin, and the big juicy one I'm looking for about 105.8. We might see that one again. Might. No guarantees or anything, but if we do go down, that might be a place that we kind of catch some support, And also a good place to put in a long for a little small range long. I don't think you're going to get great plays out of Bitcoin right now because we're in this rangy territories. This is not really the greatest trade unless you've already shorting from down here or longing from down here. Stuck in the middle with you is not the funnest place to be when it comes to Bitcoin. But if we start breaking some levels, there's a little move there. Might take down to 1.5 to up to maybe 2% if we get lucky. A little move like that on some leverage, that can be some stuff, but nothing to write home about. So Bitcoin can continue to possibly go sideways. Maybe we do something like that. Maybe we're working on establishing a new angle there. I think that's a possibility. I like to play with those ideas. But it brings us down a little bit, so that didn't help the morale, did it? This is cool. We came right up here, but we got rejected. That's the same little area right here and right here. We need to correct that. We need to get higher, or else playing around for a little while, and maybe that'll be good for altcoins. Let's come over here and take a look at Total 3, which is losing its little trend line that we're trying to establish. Wasn't the greatest one to start with, but now it's broken. So this is why we can't have anything, people. It's exactly why we can't have nice things right here. Anyway, so we're kind of hanging out, but we're still love this purple line, and that purple line is magical to me because it's purple. That should be a 0.5 fib. We're in a good area. Just to we need to hang out here if we can. Let's see if we can, not dip below $830 billion. Hey, do you guys remember back when we were $550 billion with the altcoins and all that? I swear to gosh, my bags were bigger then. I swear they were. Tell me how that worked. I'm sitting here looking at Wall Street, and they had a pretty decent day for a Monday. I mean, still new all-time highs here, from what I understand. Yeah, on Standard & Poor's there, pretty groovy. They're feeling okay. I need this Bitcoin dominance thing right over by my dancing girls over here. Yeah, I need this to. We all need this to continue to come down. I about gave up on it, but then she likes to toy with us. Look. No, I'm really coming down this time. No, really, watch me. Catch me. And then it just plays with us and goes the other way. She's been toying with us. Bitcoin dominance has been playing with us for, I don't know, I dare say like a freaking year or more. That's just me talking. Bitcoin dominance. Why you gotta be that way, Bitcoin dominance? Looking at you over here. Coming back and retesting my box of rejection. Testing it as support, mind you, too. That's not what we want to see out of this. We need to see you come on down to the yellow line, Bitcoin dominance, where we used to be. This whole time I've been saying, man, this don't look bearish to me. Everybody's calling for altcoin season rejection here. We're going to get rejected. Altcoin season's right around the... I mean, eventually you get tired of hearing that, right? We can get some altcoin rallies, get some things happening like this. That's the best we can hope for right here at Bitcoin dominance, for it to take a little south Let's to fall off the edge of the table there and just fall like that, and that would be good for altcoins. Otherwise, we're just kind of ratchet up, ratchet down, ratchet up, ratchet down, ratchet up. And that's getting a lot of people kind of miffed at altcoins. I dare say that come next cycle, the altcoins are going to have I think they'll have a rougher time, because I think a lot of the people that were put through it trying to play the altcoins this cycle are going to say, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, we got red pilled. So, and maybe that's what they need. They need some good projects that are actually worthwhile, because there is a lot of fluff and vaporware out there. Let's hope this microphone is on and I'm talking. Yeah, that looks like we're doing okay. Let me come over and say hello to you guys. This is, I feel like we keep playing the same soundtrack. Matter of fact, I forgot to change it. I don't know how to change it right now. I guess we're listening to this crap for a minute. All those songs start sounding the same to me for a while in that genre. So this is total 3, and so far so good. I mean, as best as we can look for. It's not horrible. It's not a horrible chart. We're just looking for a higher high to come here. That's basically what we're looking for total 3, the altcoins. And we came from down here in this area and zigzagged our way up here. We're at resistance. We just need to go a little higher. It's time, baby. We've got moving averages crossing. Be patient with it. Altcoins will get a little something something, but it's not a great something something. It's not the something something that we might be hoping for, unless it just pleasantly surprises us. That was kind of cool, this area over here. But it looks like, you know, even just a struggle there. I mean, at least they're doing something right. So altcoins are starting to show a little bit of life, and there's something there, but it's going to be painful for a little while until we actually get past here. That's going to take some doing. But she's got all the signs that, hey, maybe I want to do it. She's just moving at a snail's pace. Moving at a snail's pace, but the signs are there. We got to be patient. Let me come over and say hello to everybody here. Running just a tad bit behind tonight. Time been sneaking up on me like it do into the future. There's Strega. How's it going, Strega? Strega, you were here first tonight. We see Soul. How's it going, Soul? There's Haven. Duality C. Glittery Marshmallow. Everyone smash the like button. Well, I like that a lot. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
For those of you out there hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, it's gonna be fried turkey over here. Cadillac, how's it going? OG. Thank you for the digital hug, my friend. Jam Derringer, how's it going? Betting on the lower low. Been sitting on cash since May. Trying not to save it for trying to save it for alts and not stocks. Really? Would be a deceptive move too. Capitulation if you're to blank. You miss the most of 140k. We definitely don't want to get out of Bitcoin, because yeah, they will try to pull that sneak a cheek move at some point. We're overdue for it. I'm hoping it's around the corner, but still looking for those signs. But altcoins, they still got a few minutes. I would say probably somewhere about August. Mid to late August would probably be a really prime time to seriously start looking at some altcoins. Kelly Fat, how's it going? Good to see you. Meet Damien. West 632. Oscillators are at best, says Bing Cowan. Brave Expanse, how's it going? Kelly says Yodeling Turkey. I like to keep my tabs on this particular Bitcoin chart. So when the CME futures goes by over there, I find it interesting to watch their moving averages, because they're different from what we get on other charts. They're a little bit more happier over here, and I'm just kind of checking them out on the 4 hour. It's like we're trying to come down and retest that 200 moving average area, also a 618 Fibonacci area there to 107. So a little up, a little down. We making higher highs and higher lows, breaking some new trend lines that were newly established trend lines. Yeah, it could be something, could be a nothing. There's still a lot of wiggle room in that. I want to see her define a nice trend line, and that's kind of what I'm waiting on to see what develops here. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any altcoins that you would like to take a look at, let me throw up this little marker in the chat. Where is everything? This would be a good place for a button. I'm just saying. Is it working? Is it working? It doesn't appear to be working. Alright, so the request button's not working? This would be a good place for equipment that actually works on a live stream. I'm just throwing that suggestion out there. That would be really cool. Oh, now it's working. Okay, so yeah, it's there. It's there. This would be a really good place for a host that knows how to do a live stream to work. That's all I'm saying. Jim Darrender says, until ecosystems diverge from Bitcoin, signaling blockchain adoption, also remain in an emerging market hell. I am not disagreeing with that. There we go. Submit your coin request for live analysis. Can you look at Tau? Looks like it might be losing support. Last I was looking at Tau, it was right around 300, 310, I think. 318. Okay. Well, on the daily, it's right on the 800 moving average there, and it's been having some support there. I'm hoping that continues to hold. It's got a good chance. If it does fall, we're what was that? If it does fall, we're looking at our 618 fib area just right below it. Maybe a retest of that. Double bottom scenario, something like that. A retest of that. Are these? Let's see, we got a measure move at 578. Okay, this fib is still good. That's okay. These targets are still valid. Let me pull some fibs here real quick on Tau. So 289. I'll dial it in there just a little bit. If we come back down, we may not have to. I am going to stick with, 620. I still see 620 being a possibility to be hit. Just taking a little time. As long as we're respecting the 618, we got some possibilities for some good upside. Just got to figure out what our new trend line actually looks like here, and maybe this is it. That's all we got to go by so far. It's a new one, just little 3 touches there. Let's see if we can hold, see if that little guy can hold. Moving averages are looking interesting. The bigger ones are good. Smaller ones are struggling a little bit, but still overall pretty good. It looks like we could bounce back up here in this area about 379, 380 is what it kind of looks like to me. You're not seeing it as pronounced on this particular daily candle, but I bet if we come to a 4-hour, I ain't seeing a gosh darn thing here other than purple candles, man. Need to throw us a green one in here, man. I think we got a chance for that to happen. Nice little scallops forming here. I kind of like that so far. I want to see if this holds. If it doesn't hold, just a wick down here and maybe come back and break back into it. I don't think there's anything too serious here. Moving averages look good in here too. Overall, I mean, you got some give and take, but the bigger ones are saying, we can probably get on this one. So I like this, that this could hold some support here. Well, we got this lightning fast computer. Okay, wow. That was so fast. Ooh, I'm impressed. Aave sitting at 280, that's a decent price. It's kind of like in the same situation as Tau is. I'm looking at these because these are more of the safer altcoins to be in. Something that will hold its value, something that will get some interest. They're bigger market caps, of course. Just need to find some resistance here. It is 618. Man, we need to get above that. That's about 290. Looks like we're having a little bit of a struggle there, but I see the potential to try to work our way up there. It's that 336, 335 area. I think we mentioned that maybe even last night and before. That might be a harder area there. So I think she's got a little bit more gas in her tank, but it's not a whole lot of gas left. I mean, until she gets to a point where we got to have a talk with Jesus here, and come to Jesus moment and figure out, what direction we're really trying to go in. Might have to do a little bit of a pullback, a bigger pullback at that area. Or, basically do what we've been doing here again, not having fun. But I think it's got a little bit more upside there out of that one. Looking at crypto bubbles, we're taking a little bit of a hit on some of these altcoins, down to about 2% today. That's not bad, but we're up about 3 or 4%. I mean, we had some up and we give it back. That's what altcoins kind of doing lately. You gotta, anymore, it seems like your big plan, rather than trying to just soak up all the altcoins you can get, man, especially on the spot or anything, is more like playing them for shorter term plays, taking what you can get when you can get it, and slowly accumulating a bag, moon bags or whatever you can in the coins that you are really trying to hold for the end of the cycle, which, hey, we're not too far away. It's sad to say, it's kind of been a very different one, I gotta say, for altcoins. I thought last cycle was a little lackluster for altcoins, especially compared to 2017. But this one, I gotta say, has been kind of really I mean, they had some good moments. Certain ones had their gains and lost them a lot, or gave some of them back. But some of them are holding. I mean, INJ's still holding well. It was around $3, right? It's one that went up that actually is holding. I'd like to see it go back to 40, but no, it doesn't want to do that yet. Caspa, above a penny now. Got up to around 20. Now we're back at 7, 8. Can it go back up to 20, 21? It can. Will it anytime real soon? Hard to see. We got to get all that retail money coming in, and it's not easy to see it happening during the summer. It's kind of hard for us to visualize, but it does happen. It does happen. The money does start coming in, and the numbers do start going up. But you got to be a patient one if you're playing that long game with this stuff. Jim Dare just says ALCX weekly, please. So is that Alchemix? Looks like it's all the same thing there. Let's try it with used to Binance would be the go-to place. Anymore, I don't know if they're kind of late to the game on some of these things or not. Take a look at it on the weekly, I think. Oh, we looked at it before. Okay, cool. Way back over here, it was in a fallen wedge. Oh, look, you took the raw. Well, we got these levels, not where I anticipated it or was looking for it, but the levels still matter, believe it or not. All right, let's see. Golden wedge breakout retest. Man, we're working on the big ass double bottom scenario now. So I look at these things as being an accumulation like this. Double bottom formation there, another bigger formation going on here with a possible harmonic idea going on there, which is probably what we're seeing going on right over here. Let's see what the fibs can tell us real quick about this little guy. It's like about 516, 518 might be an area of interest. Let me see what we got going on over here. Hey, 618. Yeah, you did one of those little guys, didn't you? Six, 1, 8. Maybe right around that same little area there. So it does look like it could go down a little bit lower over the next few weeks here. Below the 5 moving average, below the 9, below the 21, all those little guys. Do you have declining price and declining volume? I like that. That means that should be getting weak and starting to turn around a little bit here and there. All right, we got some divergence forming there. It's a little bit of divergence forming here on the RSI. That's a good sign. There should be some bottoming areas around here. I got it where it could come down as low as about 530. Hopefully it doesn't. That's about $2 more down from where it is. That's a pretty steep bump over the next few weeks. I don't know if that would come quick, because it looks like it's starting to level out a little bit down here on some of these indicators. I want to come. I think I'm coming down to a smaller time frame just to get a feel for what she's doing over here. So she's trying to catch right now. And I see some good signs that, you know, it might have something here local. So it looks like it might be a slow burn. You know, a little bit up, some give and take. You got some good ranges there. You can go up to $8 or almost $9, but it looks like it's kind of going to maybe range down through there. I can see a possibility of this getting hit, even if it doesn't happen in the next few days or something. But that's what the weekly's kind of suggesting to me. There's that fast computer. And you got the old MACD. What does she say? The old lagging indicator that she is. She's actually kind of happy. Looks like she's trying to do something. So maybe short term, maybe we're heading up just a little bit, but I can still see some momentum to the downside on it, honestly. So weekly, I'm guessing it's more like a longer term play, so you'd probably be just accumulating through here is what I'm kind of guessing. That'd be over periods of weeks, so a couple of months going into Q3, I guess. So not bad. It just sucks that she's got a lower low there, and she's got a few little areas that she's got to deal with. Going to be a little fight to get above $10 whenever it gets ready to actually make its move there. Haven says, Jupe or Pingu, you pick. We can do them both, I guess. I gotta see what's going on with this dang computer. It used to be a lot faster. This is Jupe on the weekly. Looking pretty promising there, actually, by the indicators. Come down to the daily over here. Did we actually get our measure move thing going on here, or what? Dude, was it close enough? Looks like it works. It's not how I usually do it, though, is it? So Megaphone broke to the downside like they should do. That's what they're supposed to do. Because they're supposed to do exactly like this, but until they do, they can be fun as hell. They can be fun. I see our 236 fib area there. That's our main target we gotta look at. Clear these other guys out. take a new look at what we got here. 886 retracement. Was that what you were there for? Sometimes I got to redo this to remind me what's going on here. I pretty much decided I'm basically a fib trader anymore. I still do the patterns. I still see patterns and still go by the patterns, but the fibs tell me more. So I might see 40 cents out of this little guy again. Still looking at that $1 psychological area there. Looks like it's trying to do a double bottom situation here. And you know, however she wants to zigzag her way up here, this is the area I'm looking for right there, about 60, 65. And 86 and $1 is what. Those are the areas that we can really are looking to see, and it's been up there a lot and hung out there. It's not. It sounds almost impossible now. Like, is it ever going to get there? But yeah, it can get up there kind of quick and go past it and hang out there for a while. So at some point, for the patient over here at these areas, when you get situations like this, when you're coming back in these lower areas of your fibs, those 2, 3, 6 areas in there, are you coming down to the bottoms of them? Starting to make some of these bigger things on these bigger time frames here, man. That's the juicy places to be patient and be accumulating for those bigger moves up there, and it might take a minute. But doing this on spot, or if any leverage, low leverage, no, whatever works for you as long as no, it doesn't stop that. But 113%, 118, 140% to get up there. You know, you could be looking at weeks away, but hey, man. When she gets it going, she can get it going, and we've seen it over here, and it'd be nice to see something like that repeat and just blast all through here. I would not be ashamed to come back and say, oh gosh darn it, I guess you just got all rambunctious. I'd be cheering her on. I'm not gonna be pissed at it, but there's just a lot of resistance there between 80 and 100. Pingu's been doing pretty good lately. Let's take a look at it. Pingu taking a nosedive lately. Not a nosedive, but getting a little correction here on the daily. Let's come over to the 4-hour chart. Why are you so slow, computer? So, probably retest this fib area here. See if we can get some confluence on that. So Pingu, I think, has got a good chance to come down and test that 0.13 area. Could even see it come down a little bit lower back down here, 101.2. But would really like to see some of these trend line ideas hold. That's not really a good one, is it? And you go down a little further. So that's a penny down here all the way if it does that deep of a retracement. The 0.013, that would be the good area to bounce from. We see a bounce there. We can look for these areas about at 2 cents and even up here in these areas if we can get a bounce right through there. Coming down a little bit lower, then kind of puts us more likely to come down and do another retest of this trend line here. It doesn't have to happen. I hope it doesn't happen, but we didn't put in a higher high, so technically a lower low could be on the picture. So that's our general rules of the play here. We can't make a higher high. Well, we could be making a lower low. Don't want that to happen because if worse, I want that to hold. Would really like to see us bounce here and then try to get that higher high in. That's what I'm trying to look for. I can throw it out a little bit more. Kelly says Solana and Bonk has been showing some life. I saw Bonk earlier today. Why are you so slow? I'm gonna have to go all through this computer again and see what's slowing her up. I think we looked at Bonk recently. She's still having a pretty good day. It's a good little place to get paid for some Bonk, especially if you're in anywhere down through here. Any break of trend lines, whatever pattern that you happen to be seeing, because there was a bunch of them to look. There were a lot of entries down here. No matter which system that you use, man. You had inverted head and shoulders. You had trend lines for channels and wedges. You had there's a lot of different ideas that you could have used to enter here. Levels of support to break. Flags to the upside, even. In hindsight, you always look back and you see, well, here was the, and you have the guru say, well, here's a good place. You say, if you got in here, well, mine, la 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 la. If you got in here, all these good places to get in. And so I feel that I finally came up with a system that helps me figure out where these places are. And with the help of fibs and trend lines and angles, and maybe the occasional moving average, even giving us some little confluence there. You know, we stumble upon those areas, those pivot points, reversal areas, and places where it will catch, which at the time seemed like they're just in space, just there. But there is a method to this madness, and I think we kind of hit upon it here with our little systems here. And right now, let's tell us that we are a place of resistance, a place to get paid, ladies and gentlemen. Bumping your head on the ceiling there. Maybe we can bump our head on through to the other side, go higher. But usually that 786 area right there is a good place for it to retrace back on down. So I can see Bonk coming back down to these areas right down here about 1700s. We're at 2200s right now. Come down to the 17s and then hopefully try to work on making a higher high there, and maybe we can knock out these guys finally. If we can get a good week, headed toward a good weekend here, that would be cool. I like what's going on here. We didn't look at Solana. What was it, about 158? 148. Oh, she's on discount. Oh, Solana on sale again. So I just slowly, my play on this one, I'm just slowly accumulating. We don't come down to these areas very much anymore. Best place to buy it was when it was at $8, but I didn't want to touch it then either. I made myself buy a few, but gosh darn it, I didn't want to. And then at 20, I was kind of like, you're probably 18, 20. You should probably get some. Probably look at it more serious, or you want to wish you had a. Still didn't have the conviction to buy a whole bunch of it. Not as much as I probably should have. And it's the psychology, ladies and gentlemen. It's your worst enemy. It's what goes on between your ears. I got no solid trend line there to go with. We just kind of guess it at the moment. $618.5 is holding. That's nice. Stair step our way up, baby. Now I'm looking at just the local little fib areas here. I mean, if I wanted to get more accurate, I can go up to here. I probably should. These are just a little bit more local. So the 164, 174, 180, those are the little areas that we should be looking at close by. And it can take it days to even try to get up to those areas, if we can even hold it. But those are the local ones to be paying attention to. If it does start to go up in value, those are the places it will probably bump its head and say, oh, I can't seem to get past this point. This seems to be a local top for us, just like it was right over here when we just went right up to it and then got rejected. That's how the fibs work. They're just like these little magical lines. And that was a beautiful, beautiful rejection right there. Let's see if we can drag you up here, darling. From highs all the way down to the very lows. 195 and 218 is the sweet spot. What are you looking like over here? Yep, I like what I see over here. Let's go 218 definitely for a little hopium and just a little added spice there. I say 195, but yeah, I don't want to have too many lines on here. We got some around there. 218's worth. That one's worth holding out for. To wait to do something a little bit more important with your stack. And then 252 off that area right over here when we were coming to a flag to the upside. Yep, I'm sure if you go back in time there was big flag talks there. Big old flag tops going hard and heavy, adding the bags there. My point is I mean, just be careful about the flag calls. There's a lot of flag calls that start happening when things get bullish, and you can get sucked in on those flags. They're not the greatest patterns to play, at least not the way that they're presented by some people here on YouTube. Just giving you a warning, you know. Find some validations there. So line on the 4 hour. She's trying. I think she's trying to come back up to the 160 areas. Let's hope that she can do it. Moving averages are saying she wants to move up there a little bit. Let's hope she's got enough to do that rather than coming down. A little turbulence, but overall making higher highs, hopefully higher lows here. That's the biggest thing we're looking at right now, is what is price action doing? Is it getting higher highs and higher lows? That's what we need. Jim says, I'm seeing another dip in the charts too. The overnight lending rate spike at the Fed on June 30th. They had to print roughly 12 billion. Oh, really? Last time they did that was September 2019. We got COVID shortly after. Oh gosh. My computer's making noises at me. Wall Street bringing a little stability to the big projects is not. Yeah, and those are the ones like Aave's and maybe Tau, but Aave, the ones tied to Ethereum, definitely. Ethereum DeFi and Solana DeFi, they'll definitely be eyeballing. So for the more stable plays, and I know we cater to degens here, and we will look at those little plays and things like that. I have no problems with that, but you also need something a little bit more solid to keep that portfolio from just going to all make you all seasick, right? That's where Bitcoin comes in as the best. But with your altcoin play, some of those blue chippers, boring 100 guys that some people have an aversion to. Some of the layer ones, you want some layer ones. That's going to be the first things that are going to be moving off. Layer ones and your DeFi coins. That's what you kind of want to have a bag of those focused on building up rather than all those the little small ones. Yeah, okay, I know the argument that they make the multiples, right? But the money trickles down into them eventually, right? And you want to ride the cycle as it trickles down. So getting in those layer ones and the DeFi, and you know, while everybody else is hollering for gaming, it's going to be gaming or whatever. Yeah, that's how the narratives go here. No, it's going to be DePIN. DePIN's what's hot. They're doing AI with it now. You know, they'll get the narratives going, but it's still going to, the layer ones are going to benefit the most. And anything DeFi, because that's where we're all headed, folks. If you haven't noticed, figure that out. And it doesn't have to be a real world asset token. They don't need that. They already tokenize it. Well, they've already got their game plans in mind for a lot of this stuff, I believe. So your Solanas, your Bitcoins, your Toncoin. I wouldn't fade Toncoin. That one's got a lot of growth potential, I think, on the platform. Some of those guys. Things like Aave. Sweet's starting to slow down a little bit. Like I said, it's got too dang many coins, so it will slow down like butter or like a molasses at some point. I think one of the hot coins that seems to be gaining some traction right now is Syrup, which was Maple, which I'm still trying to figure out if I got screwed in that deal. I had Maple. And then they did a switcheroo on the tokens, which I hate when they do all that. So I ended up having to do a swap, and I think I usually get screwed on those things. I think most people do. I don't like it when they do that stuff. Anyway, Syrup's picking a steady little. That's a pretty nice little trail right there. Nice little channel going on there. Just steady up, you know, higher highs and higher lows. Hopefully, it will keep doing that. It did pretty good as Maple, and I got used to it. It was around $17, $20 on up through there. But I still got my eye on you. I'm anytime they mess with the tokens like that, I'm making a note of that. Keep my eye on you, baby. I don't know about you. But anyway, one of those freaking DeFi plays. The level also went higher, says Jim. Then the pre-COVID spikes. Someone was hurting badly for liquidity to go to the Federal Reserve. Last resort to do that. Everyone says we need DeFi first to afford 90,000 USDC for a spider tank. Spider tank. Oh crap! Well, there goes the little ringer dinger. Let's go back and take a look at Bitcoin plumbing around here at 107,000. 108? Really? How come you don't say it over here? Where are we on the index? So we're hanging around 108,000, 107, 800, 107, 900. Now we're at 108,000. Oh, no, now we're 100. Wait a minute. Where are you, dude? It tells me one price on the right-hand side of the screen, then right here it tells me a different one. It's telling me. Oh, there we are, 107.8. There we are. I think I'm switching universes again or something. Here on the 15 minute, we got that old green dot there saying, baby, I want to do something exciting. Maybe you will, maybe you will. You lost a trend line, baby. You got some resistance going on here. What's going on with you, Bitcoin? I don't like what you're doing. I mean, you're okay, but I've seen better price action here. So I think we talked about this earlier. I mean, she's kind of lost a trend line, however you're trying to follow it. It's a jagged-ass trend line anyway, but she's trying to find some areas of support. I think the fibs are going to be the best things to look for here, even on the local. So for Bitcoin, we probably did this before, but I'll do it again. I doubt it's rare that this area would hold, okay? But I'm watching to see what this does because Bitcoin's doing this on a bigger scale too. I'm looking for fractal evidence. But normally I would not expect I wouldn't expect this area to hold. I would expect this 105.6 area to come down to us. That little 382 Fibonacci area right there. And coming back and doing a little double bottom test, or retesting that area, that could lead to something good and strong. So having said that, and seeing how it's also wanting and been respecting this area, which normally does not hold, keep your eye there too, in case it does decide, and you start seeing it do it, get all of a sudden get bullish, because the moving averages say that you might have a chance to see that happen. You might be sitting here and then all of a sudden she's starting to come up here and she breaks above this 108.5 area right there. If you see that happening, that means it's respecting the hell out of this, making a higher low here. We might be in for something, a real pleasant surprise. That could lead to a parabolic move. Will it happen? I don't know, but I can tell you that's the sign to look for. And if we do start seeing that happen, and I'm going to be excited. But if we start seeing this break, well, then 105, we'll start looking there in that area, and possibly a little lower. It could, doesn't have to, but could. But there is a good chance right now here on the 1 hour. What I'm seeing, hey, let's see what happens here. They're trying to do something with us tomorrow. It's Tuesday. They're trying to get us all bullied up. Now, just because we do bounce there doesn't mean that it's going to do its big-ass parabolic move all right there or anything, but maybe they just want us to think that, But it's good if we do see ourselves coming up here. I was like, oh hell, maybe it's a happening. I'm just saying it's a good sign if we do get a good bounce here. It's just not normally what happens. But she's saying, hey man, Road Dog. The 15-minute has got some good gossip going on here saying, I want to try to do something. I want to try to get a higher high in here. I want to try to go for that 109. I hope you do it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for hanging out with me tonight. I'm looking at some altcoins, trying to figure out what they are going to do, and they're just lackluster right now. Play them very softly. Pace yourself is what I've said a few months ago, and I think that still holds true. Just pace yourself with these old guys. It's not their time just yet. We're getting there. Some of them pop off, some of them don't. But you pretty much got to make sure that you're consistently or constantly getting paid or taking something off the table on these. You're really having to work with cycling these over and over and over to make them work for you or hold on to them. And they've not been the greatest thing. Until sometimes they are, if you catch them in the right place. Says I got no internet connection. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get out of here before this thing I get booted off here. Thanks for hanging out. We'll go to the end screen and catch up with the chat and everything.
The ground. Trump unleashes more on photos core. Traders clutch coins through the uproar. Oh, crypto war blazes, tearing through the fray. Chops plummet in the heat of the day. Gripping my stack as the bombs explode. A crypto war blazes, rising through the low.
Prices crash and sway, all coins tumble in, the battles play. For those rubble fuels, the panic's rush. Traders forge ahead in the fiery crush. Oh, a crypto war blazes, tearing through the fray. Chops plummet in the heat of the day. Grip my stack as the bombs explode. A crypto war blazes, rising through the load, yeah. It ain't me quitting when the market bends. It ain't me breaking when the war descends. Hold my ground, crypto's my fight. Through the blaze, I claim the night. Oh, crypto war blazes, tearing through the fray. Charts plummet in the heat of the day. Grip my stack as the bombs explode. A crypto war blazes, rising through the load, yeah. A crypto war blazes, fading to the dawn. Rising from chaos where the strong march on. Oh yeah, keep me roaring. A crypto war blazes, fading to the dawn. Rising from chaos where the strong march on. Oh yeah, keep me roaring. I used to drown my demons.